This is Big Island Video News for Monday, March 14th, 2011. It was a long weekend for many folks on the Big Island, and it was one that would not soon be forgotten. The entire Pacific is still reeling after a 9.0 earthquake devastated Japan and sent destructive tsunami waves in the direction of Hawaii. The Japan Meteorological Agency has named the quake the 2011 off the Pacific coast of Tohoku earthquake. Here on Hawaii Island, the Kona side of the island was hardest hit, especially in Napo'opo'o village along Kealakekua Bay, where residents suffered some of the worst damage seen in the entire state. Today we bring you a timeline of the events that unfolded throughout the weekend, from the first alarm to the current cleanup. As we reported on Friday, an earthquake that was originally measured at 7.9, later revised by scientists numerous times before settling on the gigantic 9.0 magnitude, sent powerful tsunami waves throughout the Pacific. The coast of Japan was devastated by unrelenting waves, and Hawaii went on alert. A tsunami warning was issued and the sirens sounded. At the time, which was roughly 9 p.m. Hawaii time, officials did not know where the worst effects would be felt on Hawaii Island, if any were felt at all. But data showed that something was on the way. In Keaukaha, a coastal community outside Hilo town, residents repeated the drill of loading up their vehicles and taking a special evacuation route across the Hilo airport tarmac. Mandatory evacuations for those living in the tsunami zone were underway by 2 a.m. In the 4 o'clock morning dark, time for the tsunami to hit Hilo, the small crowds that gathered to watch shuffled home, unable to see the event. But just as it appeared that Hilo was spared, the reports began to arrive into the busy Hawaii County Civil Defense headquarters.
There was a continuing surge, particularly on the west side of the island in Kona. By now, it's continued in sort of a series of waves, and what's been happening is the businesses on both sides of Ali'i Drive have sustained damage. We have an unconfirmed report that Hulihe'e Palace may have sustained some damage, but the businesses along Ali'i Drive, there's situations where furniture, tables and chairs have been thrown up on Ali'i Drive. The manager of the King Kamehameha Hotel confirmed for us that at one point they had something like a foot of water in their lobby, which is the open air lobby. The canoes at Kamehameha Hotel have sustained some pretty significant damage, we're told, and that's just been an area that's very hard hit.
In time, the professional journalists arrived. Although the waters were still volatile, folks were gathering the courage for a closer look. Area businesses were badly damaged as a result, and the landmark King Kamehameha Hotel was inundated on the ground level.
Get all clear, guys. Come on. Let's go. Gotta move up.
When this was filmed, the authorities had yet to give the all clear, but that didn't stop people from braving the surging sea.
And what was going on is I heard these guys saying there was a fish flopping around. I didn't see it at first, but then when I saw it, at the little encouragement, I took the dangerous traverse across the Ali'i Drive here and just grabbed him by the tail and threw him right back over the wall. Looked like he was yearning for a little ocean, so I gave it to him.
But not all fish were so lucky. In time, news of one of the island's hardest hit villages began to emerge. In what has become one of the most startling images of the whole event, this two-story condo was found floating in Kealakekua Bay. The surrounding town of Napo'opo'o was destroyed. Rubble, cars, even homes were tossed about the neighborhood. This woman, stuck in the tsunami, related her incredible tale of survival.
And this massive roar and was very loud. And you knew we were in trouble. It's like he slammed the door and the water came in and it just swirled us around and we were just floating. And then we kind of landed, we hit into a tree, like up in this area up here. And trying not to panic, we waited for it to subside. And then literally he opened the door and I don't know how I got out his door, but I just flew over it and ran. Ran for my life up the hill. It seemed like a lifetime.
And in North Kona at Honokahau Harbor, it was far from your everyday morning.
We saw a boat over there that's tied down that is sinking. And we saw another one that broke loose at the back end and is just being pushed all over the place. And then we saw a fishing boat try to get into the harbor, and as it got so far in, when the wave went out, it took the boat with it and pushed it all the way back. So I guess he's trying it again. He waited a little while, now he's going to try it again to get to the harbor. We were evacuated 10 o'clock last night. We were at the Wyndham Kona Hawaiian Resort on Ali'i Drive, and we were evacuated at 10 o'clock last night and still can't go back. And we don't know when we're going to be able to go back. I guess there's water all over the road down there, so they won't let you anywhere near it.
The remote seaside fishing village of Miloli'i, as well as the areas of Honomalino and Kapua Bay, also suffered some damage. State Senator Gil Kahele, who was born in Miloli'i, says the reports that he received indicate that there may have been 2 or 3 more structures taken by violent waves.
The following day, they noticed that there were a lot of debris in the ocean, about a mile offshore, or half a mile offshore, for about a mile long. A lot of debris. They also noticed that there were some a home floating in the ocean there, and from what I understand, one of the areas further south of Miloli'i, there's Honomalino Bay and there's Okoi and Kapua Bay, and there was extensive damage at a house at Kapua Bay, where it got swept off its foundation and possibly has went into the ocean. There's also a residence down at Honomalino, I think, that got swept into the ocean by the surge. Unbelievable that this tsunami, the surge came in as far as it did. And having been born down in Miloli'i, I'm very familiar with the coastline. And this is the first time that I know of that the surge went in as far as it did.
Hawaii County Mayor Billy Kenoi, who was meeting with Senator Daniel Inouye in Washington, D.C. when the tsunami hit, returned to the island on Saturday to survey the damage.
You know, we did a thorough aerial assessment, and we went and did a walkthrough throughout Ali'i Drive down to Napo'opo'o, talked to people, talked to businesses, talked to residents, talked to the Red Cross, who was on the ground. And Red Cross volunteers opened 17 shelters island-wide. We had almost 1,000 people at one point utilizing the shelters. You know, and today, what was really appreciative today, comments from businesses in Kailua Town who thanked our county employees who were on the ground. As soon as light broke, we had Warren Lee go up, our Director of Public Works, do an initial immediate aerial assessment. He went on the ground, did a secondary assessment, and we sent our crews in to start clearing up debris right away. What is important to remember, and that we're very thankful and appreciative of, Dave, is the fact that we didn't lose a single life, and there were no serious injuries. And at the end of the day, our first responders, our civil defense, fire, police, community volunteers, you know, it's protecting our residents' health, safety, and welfare.
That evening, the Hawaii County Council called a last-minute emergency meeting. On Saturday evening, the local lawmakers met at the new West Hawaii Civic Center for the first time and teleconferenced with East Side Council members in Hilo, as well as Hawaii County Civil Defense Director Quince Mento.
They're concerned about emergency vehicles being able to get to people. They were concerned about police being able to get to people in case of emergencies. So that was one of the things that I wanted to ask, whether or not all of the roadways have been repaired and opened.
If the roadways aren't cleared, then we can't get emergency vehicles in there. So that was the number one priority.
Hamakua Councilman Dominic Yagong explained why he felt the meeting was important to hold.
The question that was very important to me that I felt needed to be asked in an open session, needed to be asked so that I am satisfied that the council does not have to take any further action, and that was certainly because with the water, the wastewater, the sewer line.
By Sunday, the work continued, and at Napo'opo'o, the community came together. We will be following the cleanup effort here on Big Island Video News, and tomorrow we will have more, including reports on the events that went on over the weekend, despite these disastrous surges. That's Big Island Video News for Monday, March 14th, 2011. I'm Stephanie Salazar.